Kuria put out moments after our sitting president and the former CIC met back in Gatundu, and I quote. The header says, personal statement on the meeting between the fourth president of the Republic, Uhuru Kenyatta, and William Ruto. Our nation is at crossroads. If there is a time when sobriety, selfishness, patriotism, and putting the interests of the nation above self was badly needed, is now. If the economy totally collapses and Kenya becomes a failed state, none will be the winner. Closing ranks and forgiving each other is much easier than having to deal with the aftermath of a failed nation state. In this regard, I wish to thank President Kenyatta and President Ruto for choosing the nation over personal and sectarian considerations. Coming hot on the heels of the formation of the broad-based government by President Ruto and Prime Minister Raila Odinga, it is another affirmation of Kenya's resilience, stubbornly rising to the occasion when everyone expects us to jump to the abyss. On a more regional perspective, as one from Mount Kenya region, the historic meeting offers a unique opportunity for introspection. The widespread anger and emotions arising from the impeachment of former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua is understandable and natural. However, reasoning and objectivity rather than anger and emotions should be the guiding factors of how our region handles the current political crisis facing our region. Many from the region, including President Kenyatta, President Kibaki, and myself, worked hard to extradite the region from the 41-against-1 isolation that was occasional by the 2007 general elections and the violence that followed. Getting our region back to that isolation is outrightly selfish and irresponsible. I believe he's lecturing Gachagua here. No anger, no emotions can justify such a self-defeating move. I applaud President Kenyatta for choosing the reasonable line over expediency of momentous populism. As a matter of fact, there has been some excitement by some senior leaders from other communities, including some in government, that the region is boxing itself in another isolation cocoon and they were drawing the final political daggers. The magnanimity by President Kenyatta has silenced those evil designs, but as a region, we have learnt our lessons. We cannot operate in a business as usual fashion anymore. There are two cardinal things that we must do. Now, this is where it gets quite interesting. Firstly, we can no longer depend on handshakes and personal meetings to make us feel safe in our country. The frequent handshakes and artificial formations have vindicated President Kenyatta and Prime Minister Raila on the BBI initiative. They were right and we were wrong. I urge President Ruto, President Kenyatta, and Prime Minister Raila Odinga to close ranks and lead the nation in picking from where BBI flopped and give this country a constitution that speaks to the emerging realities of our nation and our society. BBI Season 2 is urgent and cannot wait. Secondly, Mount Kenya region, like all other regions, deserve a strong political voice. It is our inalienable right. For all the good and bad lessons we have learned, it was a mistake to leave the Jubilee party. However, it is not too late. We will now embark on bringing all the political parties with a footing in the region together under the Jubilee party. We did it in 2016 when we dissolved parties to form Jubilee. We will do it again. Jubilee under President Kenyatta as the party leader is the way to go. Chama Chakazi and myself will devote all our energies in this endeavor. God bless Kenya. Honorable Moses Kuria, HSC. So Moses Kuria is saying that he's against the frequent handshakes, and also that as a region, Mlima Kenya made the mistake of entering UDA and they should join Jubilee. Why now and why Jubilee? That's one question I'd like us to answer today, coupled with the other, which is about BBI. And with no further ado, let's get after it. So why is Moses Kuria pushing Jubilee Party? Number one, these guys don't want Rigathi Gachagua to launch his own party ahead of 2027. They're trying to beat him in his own game. Remember, a little while back, Senator Methu, who is one of Rigathi Gachagua's proxies, you know, in politics, everybody has their mouthpiece. Raila will speak through Junet, President Ruto through Farouk and Oscar Sudi. For one Rigathi Gachagua, it is through Senator Methu or Senator Karungo Athangwa. Now, Senator Methu rebranded all his political vehicles into new colors of green and white. Here's the tape. That was a telltale sign that Rigathi Gachagua was planning or is in the process of launching his own party, which will lead the mountain come 2027. So Moses Kuria is being sneaky by trying to revamp Jubilee Party so that they can use it as their own political vehicle, and in so doing overshadow whatever Rigathi Gachagua can come up with. And anytime you hear him talking about sectarian politics or 41 against 1, he's basically lecturing Gachagua. He's been doing it all along. He's been saying consistently that Gachagua's politics will isolate Mlima Kenya. But somehow Moses Kuria believes the politics of Uhuru Kenyatta and Jubilee Party will keep Mlima Kenya in the fray for as long as time allows. So long story short, in order to block Gachagua from becoming a monopoly in the mountain, they have decided to revamp Jubilee Party and become the monopoly themselves. Now, the second reason Moses Kuria is pushing for a rally behind Jubilee Party is the unspoken reality that UDA is unacceptable in the mountain. So they want to bring back something that was once upon a time acceptable in the mountain with the hope that it will be re-accepted. The only problem for these guys is that in the current day and age that we are in, there is a serious shortage of fools. Today, forget even Uhuru Kenyatta, if Rigathi Gachagua does a handshake with President Ruto, he will do so on his own. That is how woke the people have become. The days of this is our kingpin, they will tell us how to vote, how to think, those days are gone because everybody is suffering in this economy. Everyone is suffering under oppressive policies which are being passed by leaders. Leaders don't suffer. They will increase taxes and then increase their own salaries. So they're still earning the same thing. Even the rules which they impose, they're exempted from. So when you do 2 and 2, the people are no longer going to be packaged and shipped off by one individual. This is a very risky move that Moses Kuria is deploying. For him, he has nothing to lose. His boss, President Ruto, has nothing to lose, but Uhuru Kenyatta has a lot to lose. I've said it time and time again, he was unpopular as he went out of office. The only reason he is popular today is because President Ruto has performed worse than him, or at least that's the perception. If he goes back to work with President Ruto through Jubilee Party, then it will be game over for him as far as his legacy is concerned. And the thing that shocks me here is that in this letter from Moses Kuria, it has attracted the response of the Jubilee Secretary General Awan Jeremiah Kioni. Let me just read it for you in brief, and I quote, "Welcome back home, my brother. #Mbele Pamoja. I am smelling a rat." I expected Jeremiah Kioni to be against what Moses Kuria is saying. But the fact that he has backed Moses Kuria means that's a direct order from Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta, William Ruto, Raila Odinga, the old gang is getting back together. But if they do so, like I said, people are awake, they will be bandwagoning together, the three of them, not necessarily millions of Kenyans. Now, on the issue of bringing back BBI, it's just a political tool to keep Raila engaged after losing AU. Uhuru wasted Raila's time with BBI, and now President Ruto also wants to go capture Raila's imagination until after 2027. So if Agwambo is wise, if he loses AU, he should just retire from politics. The casino can't con a citizen who refuses to go to the casino. Let Raila stop playing the game. We see if President Ruto really believes in BBI the same way he believes in Adani. Or is he just doing this to punish Raila and use him and keep him there, always chasing something? He was chasing BBI, he was chasing the presidency, he's chasing AU, they're keeping him busy, then they're bringing back BBI again. Raila must wake up. These guys are using him. But at the end of the day, guys, that's just my opinion. Do let me know your own comments in the comment section below. Do you agree with Moses Kuria?